Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we're going to bring you our second play-in game to see who reaches the Sweet 16 in our 1968 Strat-O-Matic One and Done tournament, the year of the pitcher. And in this matchup, the One and Done play-in game have the number 18 New York Mets versus the number 17 Chicago White Sox. Tom Seaver's on the hill for the Metropolitan, 16-12 in 68 with a 2.20 earned run average. He will face and be opposed by the knuckleballer Wilbur Wood, 13-12 with an ERA of a 1.87 for the Chicago White Sox. The Mets would finish 73-89, ninth place in the National League the year before they would go on to win the World Series when they upset the Baltimore Orioles in 1969. The Chicago White Sox, 67-95, they finished 8th. The Mets finished 9th. So let's get to the starting lineups and play some ball. Happy Saturday to everyone. Hope all is well. We also we recorded earlier on the channel the second half of the O.J. Simpson, the Juices Loose League, their first game in a 12-game season, as the 76 Bills will take on the 2016 playoff team. Second half is up on the channel now. It was recorded earlier in the day. We had a fun live stream. We had Greg Gorecki, Alan Shaw, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, wonderful channel. Check that out. And Richie, whose Twitter handle is Appa Replay. If you're on Twitter, check out his marvelous blogs on his 1985 Appa tournament in baseball. All right, let's get to the ball game here. Feel free to jump in the chat and say hello. Let's get to the starting lineups. I will be managing the New York Mets. The computer will be managing the Chicago White Sox. For the New York Mets, leading off playing second base, Ken Boswell, 261, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. Batting second, the third baseman, Ed Charles, 276, 15 homers, 53 ribbies. Batting third, the left fielder, Cleon Jones, 297, 14 homers, 55 runs batted in. Batting fourth, doing the catching, 282 batting average, 3 homers, 31 ribbies, Jerry Grody. Batting fourth, playing right field, Ron Swoboda, 242, 11 homers, 59 RBI. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Tommy Agee, 217, 5 homers, 17 ribbies. Batting seventh, playing first base, Art Shamsky, Raymond Barone's brother's dog's name, and he batted 238, 12 homers, 48 ribbies, as that was Robbie's dog's name on Everyone Loves Raymond. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Bud Harrelson, 219, no homers, 14 ribbies. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, Tom Seaver, 16-12, 2.20 earned run average, striking out 205, only walking 48. On the mound for the Chicago White Sox, the knuckleballer Wilbur Wood, the former Red Sox, 13-12, an ERA below 2, 1.87, and he also had 16 saves. Behind the plate is Josephson. He's doing the catching, 4E10 plus 1 arm. At first base is McCraw, 2E26. Alomar is at second base, 3E34. At shortstop, the great one, Luis Aparicio, 2E21. Ward's at third, 4E29. Davis is in left, 4E11 with a plus 4 arm. You can run on him all day. Barry's in center field, 2E8 with a 0 neutral arm. And Snyder's in right with a 3E plus 2 arm. So not the best arms at the corners for the White Sox. And Boswell will step to the plate. Wilbur Wood is ready. And here comes the knuckleball to Boswell, and the ball game is on the way. And that is a 2-5, 2-5 to Boswell. The knuckleball comes forth. Boswell will take a hack at it, and that's an 11. And Boswell waits nicely on the knuckleball and singles up the middle. As it was a high knuckleball, and what they say is tee it high, let it fly. So Boswell's on first. McCraw holding him on, and here comes Ed Charles, right-handed batter. Josephson sets the target. Here comes the flutter ball from Wood, and that is a 1-5. 1-5 to Charles. Ground ball to Aparicio, over to Alomar, on to McCraw, double play. Nice job by Wilbur Wood. Aparicio just gobbled up that ball to start that 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs, base is empty for Cleon Jones. Here's the pitch to Jones, and that is a 3-5 to Cleon Jones, 3-5. Jones takes a hack at the knuckler. That's a 20. Grounds that ball to Ward. Ward throws him across. Side retired. Go to the bottom of the first, and let's go to the Chicago White Sox lineup. Batting first, playing shortstop, the man who started that wonderful double play, Luis Aparicio. 264, 4 homers, 36 ribbies. He would go on to play for the Red Sox to end his career out. Batting second, the first baseman, Tommy McCraw. 235, 9 homers, 44 ribbies. Batting third, the left fielder, Tommy Davis, former Dodger. 268, 8 homers, 50 ribbies. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Pete Ward. 216, 15 homers, 50 RBIs. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Ken Berry. 252, 7 homers, 32 ribbies. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Sandy Alomar Sr. 253, no homers, 12 RBI. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Dwayne Josephson. 247, 6 homers, 45 ribbies. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Russ Snyder. 241, 3 homers, 28 RBIs. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, the knuckleballer himself, Wilbur Wood. 13-12, 1.87 earned run average. 16 saves. Striking out 74, walking 33. Amazing control for a knuckleballer. And then Tom Seaver's on the hill for the Metropolitans. 16-12, 2.2 earned run average. 1 save, striking out 205, walking 48. Behind the plate, Jerry Grody doing the catching. 2E7 -2 arm. At first base is Shamsky. 4E23. Boswell's at second. 3E30. At short is Harrelson. 3E24. Charles is at third. 3E23. Cleon Jones is in left. 3E12 with a -1 arm. Tommy Agee's in center. 2E8 with a -3 arm, and Ron Swoboda is in right, 4E8 with a neutral arm of 0. So Aparicio is an A-bunter, and the corners are playing in for the Mets. Charles in at first, Charles in at third, Shamsky in at first. Seaver picks up the sign from Jerry Grody, and here's the pitch to Aparicio to start off the game for the White Sox, and that is a 6-2. A 6-2 to Aparicio. This will be off the Seaver card. And that's a fly ball to Cleon Jones in left. And that's a 13. That's an F2. He's got a beat on it. And that's a 9. as Cleon Jones is coming in. He makes the diving catch for out number 1. Nice catch by Cleon Jones. The 1 down, throws the ball back into the infield, and here comes Tommy McCraw, left-handed batting first baseman. Hits righties fairly well. Seaver gets the sign from Grody. Here's the pitch to McCraw. And that's a 6-8 to Tommy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball got him on the outside corner. So 2 up, 2 down. And Seaver will now face Tommy Davis, the White Sox left fielder, right-handed batter. Davis digs in. He awaits the Seaver offering. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6-8. And again, off the Seaver card, 6-8. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. Seaver strikes out 2. We go to the top of the second, no score here in Chicago. Due up for the Metropolitans, Grody, Swoboda, and Agee. If anyone gets on, Shamsky. So here's Jerry Grody, the Met catcher, right-handed batter. Josephson sets the target. Wilbur Woods sends the flutter ball fourth. And that is a 1-4 to Grody. Ground ball back to Wood, over to McCraw, 1 down. Ron Swoboda steps to the plate. Swoboda looking for the 2-6 column. Wilbur Wood readies the knuckleball. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. And that is a 4-9 to Ron. That's a ground ball to Aparicio. Let's see if he'll make the play. That's a 5. G3 number sign. And an 11. As that ball is headed towards left, Aparicio makes a dive and throws, and they just get the runner at first. Nice play by Aparicio. Good stretch by McCraw, scooping that ball out of the dirt, and they get Swoboda. So 2 outs, bases empty for Tommy Agee. Agee had 5 home runs in 68. Wilbur Wood looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. The windup and the pitch to Agee. How will he handle the knuckleball? Triple snake eyes. So that is a 1-2. 1-2. And the knuckleballer hits Agee right in the back. He smirks and jogs down to first. So Agee's on, extending the inning to Art Shamsky. Shamsky had 12 homers in 68. Agee being held on by McCraw, 1-17 base runner. Here's the pitch to Shamsky. Agee will be off on contact with 2 outs, and that is a 3-9. 3-9 to Shamsky. He checks his swing, but strike 3. The butterfly ball hits the strike zone, side retired. We go to the bottom of the second. Due up for the White Sox, Ward, Berry, and Alomar to face Tom Seaver and the Metropolitans. Ward left-handed batting third baseman. Grody wiggles the fingers, the windup and the pitch by Seaver. And that is a 4-4. 4-4 to Ward. Line drive right back at Seaver. He fields the ball. 1 away. Nice reaction by Seaver. Ken Berry steps to the plate. Right-handed batting center fielder. Berry had 7 home runs, .252 batting average in 68. Base is empty, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Berry. And that is a 3-9 to Berry. And it's a Berry column. 3-9. Berry will strike this ball well. That's an 11. And Berry singles past the dive of Bud Harrelson. The ball goes to left. 1 out, 1 on. Berry being held on by Shamsky at first. 65% chance of stealing second if he gets the proper lead. 1 through 15 base runner. Here comes Sandy Alomar Sr. Mets want to turn 2 up the middle with Harrelson and Boswell. Berry does not get the lead. Good job by Seaver and Shamsky holding him on. Now Seaver's full attention goes towards the plate and Sandy Alomar. Here's the pitch to Alomar. Mets looking for the double play ball. Pitcher's best friend, 2 for 1. And that is a 5-6. 5-6 to Alomar. This is off the Seaver card, 5-6. And that is a fly ball to Tommy Agee in center. Coming in on it. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Retreating back to first base is Berry. 2 outs. Berry's at first. He'll be off on contact. And here comes Dwayne Josephson, the catcher. 247 with 6 homers in 68. Seaver deals quickly to Josephson. And that is a 6-9. Again, you don't want to live off the Seaver card. 6-9. 2 outs. Runner on. Strike 3. Looking side. Retired. He got him with the hook. Top of the third, still scoreless here in Chicago. Let's go to the chat. Good friend of the channel, Jerry Ball, joins us. He says, hello, Al. Good Saturday, my friend. And Beatles Eternally has jumped in the chat. Moderator extraordinaire, musician extraordinaire, magician extraordinaire, and all-around fine gent. Beatles, were you at the royal wedding, my friend? All righty. Well, thank you very much to Beatles Eternally and Jerry Ball for joining us. So Bud Harrelson will come up. He'll be followed by Tom Seaver, and then the top of the order, Ken Boswell. Harrelson, switch hitter, batting righty off the left-handed throwing knuckler, Wilbur Wood. Here's the pitch from Wood. Harrelson will take a crack at the flutter ball. Let's see what the results will be. That is a 1-6 to Harrelson, 1-6. And this is a Harrelson column. Maybe he'll smack the knuckler. And he smacks that ball to center field. Berry goes back, and makes the running catch, 1 away. Tom Seaver steps to the plate, as Seaver will go mano against his counterpart, Wilbur Wood. The windup, the pitch to Seaver. And that is a 1-8. 1-8 to Tom Terrific. And he takes a wave at the knuckler. 2 down, strike 3. Jerry Ball in the chat says, all good here. That's what we like to hear. Beatles is doing okay. We like to hear that too. Jerry Ball says, go Wilbur. Wilbur. That's a Mr. Ed reference that no one knows but my 2 friends in the chat. All right, Boswell comes up. He's 1 for 1. He singled in his first at-bat to lead off the first inning and the game. Left-handed batting second baseman. Josephson sets the target. You know what's coming. The knuckler. Boswell prepares himself. And that is a 4-6. This is off the Wilbur Wood card. 4-6. And that's a ground ball to McCraw. He'll flip to Wood covering the bag. And that's out number 3. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here in Chicago. Due up for the Pale Hose, Snyder, Wood in the top of the order, Aparicio. So Snyder, left-handed batting right fielder, 241, 3 homers. Seaver rubs up the baseball. He's back up on the hill. The windup and the pitch to Snyder. And that is a 3-4. 3-4 to Snyder. And that's a ground ball to Shamsky. Shamsky throws to Seaver. Seaver steps on the bag. 1 away. Wilbur Wood now will go mano-a-mano against his counterpart, Tom Seaver. Wood, a decent hitting pitcher. Seaver won't be throwing a knuckler to good old Wilbur. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch to Wood. And he wants to strike it hard with Wood. And that is a 3-7 to Wilbur Wood. that's a hard hit ball to second. Boswell takes it on one hop and throws to Shamsky for out number 2. Wood got a nice piece of it. So 2 outs, no one on. Little Louis Aparicio comes to the plate. Shortstop's 0 for 1. Corners move in. Aparicio's an A bunter. Charles in at third. Shamsky in at first. Seaver looks in towards Grody. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch from Seaver to Aparicio. And that is a 5-10 triple fives. 5-10 to Louis Aparicio. And that's a ground ball to Charles. And that is a 12. Charles comes up with it. Ooh. And that is a 7. Nice play by Charles. A throw over to Shamsky. Side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Pale Bows. We go to the top of the 4th. Both pitchers are throwing a one-hitter here in Chicago. Due up for the Metropolitans, Charles, Jones, and Grody. Let's go to the chat quickly. Beatles attorney says Prince Harry and Meghan. As Jerry Ball is totally oblivious, he says, "Oh, that wedding!" And Beatles says, as he's laughing, "Yep, that wedding." Yes, it wasn't Luke and Laura on General Hospital, Jerry. Come on. All right, Charles is 0 for 1. Wood picks up the sign from Josephson. The flutter ball goes fourth to Charles. And that is a 5-3 to Charles. 5-3. Oops. What will it be, the 5-3? We shall see. That's a ground ball back to Wilbur Wood. And that is a 6. Wilbur Wood fields it. He'll throw over to first. And that's an 11. And that'll be out number 1. Wood to McCraw. It's not Bogey and Bacall, but the results are the same. 1 out, no one on for Cleon Jones. Cleon's 0 for 1 against the flutter ball. He digs in. Butterfly comes fourth. Floating towards the plate comes the knuckler. And that is a 3-7. 3-7 to Cleon Jones. He'll take a hack at the flutter. Rips that ball to Aparicio. Backhands it. Fires to McCraw for out number 2. So Wood has baffled these Metropolitan hitters with the flutter ball. 2 outs, base is empty for the catcher for the Mets. Jerry Grody, he's 0 for 1. Right-handed batter. Josephson wiggles the fingers, but everyone knows what's coming. It's the flutter ball. Grody prepares himself, but how can you prepare for the flutter ball? You can only hope to contain it. And that is a 4-10 to Grody. 4-10. This is off the Wilbur Wood card. 4-10. And that ball will go to Aparicio at short. 15. Aparicio gobbles it up like a kid with candy. He'll throw to first. And that's a 6. And that is a low throw. And that's going to get away from McCraw. But not far enough, as Grody will stay at first. So Aparicio gobbled it up like a kid with candy, but threw it over like he was choking on the candy. Inning extends to Ron Swoboda. Swoboda, the right fielder, is 0 for 1. Grody takes his lead at first. McCraw playing behind him. He'll be off on contact. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. And that was a 2. That is a 2-7. 2-7 to Ron Swoboda. Aparicio gets another chance, comes up with it, fires to McCraw for out number 3. Side retired. Error doesn't hurt. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless. Both pitchers throwing a one-hitter. Due up for the Pale Hose. McCraw, Davis, and Ward to face Tom Terrific. As Beatles eternally loves my General Hospital reference. He says, LOL, Luke and Laura. I watched that with my beloved mother when I was a child. Luke and Laura, that was a huge thing for General Hospital. And Jerry Ball says, Neon Cleon. Here's Tommy McCraw, left-handed batting first baseman. 0 for 1 off Seaver. Seaver picks up the sign from Grody. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch to McCraw. And that is a 1-6 to McCraw. 1-6. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 at the knee cheese. And it was some hard knee cheese. 1 down. D. Scott Howard has joined us in the chat. D. Scott, how are you, my friend? How is everything in the Pacific Northwest? Hope all is well. Raining here on the East Coast in Massachusetts of the United States of America. Tommy Davis with 1 out. No one on. 0 for 1. Davis steps in the right-hander's batter's box. Seaver sends the ball forth to Tommy Davis. Will he return to sender? That's the question. 5-5 to Tommy Davis. This is off the Seaver card. 5-5. Strike 3 looking. Couldn't pull the trigger on the breaking ball as Tommy Davis goes back to the bench muttering to himself. So 2 up, 2 down. And stepping to the plate, the cleanup batter, Pete Ward. He is 0 for 1. Left-handed batting third baseman. He did have 15 home runs in the year of the pitcher, 1968. Seaver wanting to make short work of Ward. Grody wiggles the fingers. Seaver nods his head. The pitch to Ward. And that is a 4-3, 4-3. This will be off the Seaver card, 4-3. As we like to say, what will it be? We shall see. That's a fly ball out to Swoboda in right. Not much range there. This is a good chance for Ward. And that is a 7. As Swoboda makes a dive for the ball. He won't get to it. And another 7. But he's able to smother it and not let it get behind him. And Pete Ward will have a 2-out single. Inning stays alive for Ken Berry, 252 and 7 homers in 68. Ward being held on by Shamsky, 1 through 10 base runner. Seaver takes a peek at first, and now he deals to Berry. And that is a 4-6 to Berry. 4-6. And that's going to be a hard hit ball to Charles. He backhands it, fires to McCraw, side retired. The White Sox get their second hit with 2 outs, but score none. We go to the top of the 5th, knotted at 0. Due up for the Metropolitans, Tommy Agee, Art Shamsky, and Bud Harrelson to face Wilbur Wood, the knuckleballer. Wood has only given up 1 hit so far. The flutter ball flies forth to Tommy Agee. And triple 5s. 5-10 to Agee. This is off the Wilbur Wood card. The batters have been befuddled by the flutter ball. And that's going to be a ball down to Ward at third. And that is a 2! And that's past the dive of Ward. And a 12. And the throw back in to the infield gets away, and Agee moves up to second. So the error lets Agee advance to second. So a single and a 1-base error. Agee's at second. And Art Shamsky comes to the plate. Chance to give the Metropolitans a lead here in this pitcher's duel. No outs. Top of the 5th. Agee 1 through 17 base runner. Base hit should score him. Awful arms in the corners. Davis is a +4 and left. Snyder a +2 and Berry is neutral with a 0. D. Scott Howard in the chat says, hope he has better luck traveling than poor Ken Castro did. Oh, who are we talking about? We talking about Strat-O-Matic, Delaware? Jerry Ball says, Wilbur is the man. Right, D. Scott, LOL. About the traveling man, Kenny Castro. Shamsky digs in that left-hander's batter's box, looking for a flutter ball to tee it high, let it fly. Josephson wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Shamsky. The flutter ball flies fourth. And that is a 4-6. 4-6 to Shamsky. And that will be a ground ball to McCraw. He'll flip to Wood, covering the bag for out number one. Advancing to third is Agee, 90 feet away. And Bud Harrelson's at the plate. Bud is 0 for 1. He's a C bunter. The infield has moved in. It's a pitcher's duel. So can Harrelson choke up and punch this ball through the infield defense? It is in. He's going to be swinging away, gripping and ripping. Wood sets and delivers. Here's the swing by Harrelson. And that is a 2-7 to Bud Harrelson. 2-7. It's off the Harrelson card, but not one of his columns. 2-7. What will the result be? That's a fly ball to left. Davis going back at the track, makes the catch. And Davis has a pitiful arm of a +4. And 1 through 19, Agee will tag up and score. And we've got to take that chance. Davis needs a miracle throw and a hurricane gust wind to throw Agee out at the plate. And he will not get it. It's a god-awful throw of a 1. It's offline, and Agee easily scores. 1-0 Metropolitans, and that could be enough for Tom Terrific, who comes to bat. Seaver is 0 for 1. 2 outs, base is empty. Now Tom Terrific has a 1-run lead, hoping to help his own cause. He'll face his counterpart. Here's the knuckler to Seaver. And it is a 4-6. 4-6 to Tom Terrific. 1-0 Mets, 2 outs, base is empty. And that is a pop-up sky high to Louis Aparicio at short. He's on the outfield grass, makes the catch, side retire. The Mets break through to the wild side as Agee scores on the sacrifice fly. 1-0 Mets as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Due up for the White Sox, Alomar, Josephson, and Snyder. This is a play-in game for the one-and-done 1968 tournament. The winner goes to the Sweet 16. This is our second play-in game. Alomar's 0 for 1, left-handed batter. Seaver rocks and fires, and that is a 2-8 to Alomar, and this is on the Alomar column, 2-8. And Alomar goes the other way and singles to left. Tying run at first, Alomar with excellent speed, 1 through 16, 75% chance of stealing. Corners move in. Actually, only the third baseman moves in, Charles, because we're holding on Alomar. Let's see if he'll try to take a lead. I'm going to assume he is. He's running! Grody's going to throw down. 1 through 15, he is safe. 16 and higher, he is out. 6% chance of a throwing error. Grody with the throw, and it is a 9, so that's a stolen base for Alomar. No outs, Alomar's in scoring position. Dwayne Josephson's a C bunter. On deck is Snyder, then Wood. He's not bunting. They're going to want Josephson to swing away. He had 6 homers, 247 batting average. Seaver needs a strikeout here. He deals to Dwayne Josephson. Here's the pitch, and that is a 2-9 to Josephson. And that is a ground ball to second base. Boswell up with it, throws to Shamsky for out number 1. Advancing to third is Alomar. So good piece of hitting by Josephson. 2 strikes. He made sure to get the ball to the right side to advance the runner to third. Infield now moves in with the Mets only with a 1-run lead. Alomar's at third. Snyder is at the plate. And we're going to intentionally walk Snyder to face Wilbur Wood. And now the corners move in. Wood is a C bunter, but we're hoping to turn 2 here. Or get a strikeout. Get some kind of out that will not advance the runner from third to home. So Wood's going to try to help out his own cause. And he's squaring to bunt. It's a great bunt. 20-sided dice roll. A 7. This might be really good for Wilbur Wood, doing it at the plate right now. Alomar scores from third. And Wilbur Wood drops such a beautiful bunt down. He gets a single, not just a squeeze sacrifice. He gets the single and the RBI. He helps his own cause and the cause of the Pale Hose. It's a 1-1 ball game. 1 out, Snyder at second, Wood at first, and Louis Aparicio 0 for 2 comes to the plate. Again, the Mets looking to turn 2. Aparicio, good speed though. Seaver deals to Aparicio. And that is a 1-8. 1-8 to Aparicio. It's off his card, not one of his columns, though. And this is a ground ball to Harrelson. They'll get the middle runner on the force out as Boswell was covering, but they're unable to turn 2. As Wilbur Wood went hard into second. Good slide, breaking up the double play. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for the White Sox. Snyder at third, Aparicio at first, and Tommy McCraw comes to the plate. 1-1 ball game. McCraw's 0 for 2, looking to knock in that go-ahead run. Snyder at third. Here's the pitch from Seaver. Big moment here in this ball game, this play-in game to go to the Sweet 16. And that is a 1-3. 1-3 off the McCraw card, but not one of his columns of choice. And that's a ground ball to Charles. Throws to Shamsky, side retired. But Wilbur Wood, the bunt base hit, RBI ties it up for the Pale Hose. It's 1-1. We go to the top of the 6th. Here in Chicago, top of the order for the Metropolitans. Boswell, Charles, and Jones. Let's go to the chat. Beatles eternally. What I will do, D. Scott, create an AL and NL team using baseball gauges ratings for each player on each team. Jerry Ball says, thanks, Beatles. I will check it out. Beatles says, you betcha. I pasted the link for you. D. Scott Howard says it. That sounds interesting. Beatles. I am leaning toward doing it either in Out of the Park or Action PC. As Jerry Ball says, yes, Wilbur can handle the bat also. Wilbur is old school. Yes, he is. Love Wilbur Wood. Red Sox should have never got rid of him. He was very young when they got rid of him. Think of the pitchers they got rid of in the 60s. Wilson and Wilbur Wood. Imagine that in 68. I know you could add Lonborg, Wilson, and Wilbur Wood. I mean, Wilbur Wood hadn't really hit his stride, so. I mean, they traded to get Gary Ding Dong Bell, and they traded Tony Thornton, so. And, anyhow, what could have been, what should have been, oh well. What happens if Tony C doesn't get beamed in the eye? He hits a lot of home runs for the Red Sox. All right, here's Boswell. He's 1 for 2 off the flutter ball. Wood lets the flutter ball fly fourth to Boswell. And that is a 5-11. This is off the Wood card, 5-11. Oops, 5-11. There we go. And this will be a ground ball to McCraw. And it's not showing us everything, so let's just click over here. Now we get that. Little technical difficulties with the animation. And that is a 7 to G2. So McCraw comes up with it. Or at least he gets to the ball. Can he handle it? That's the question. And that is a 14. No, he cannot. As the ball goes off his glove, rolls towards right field. McCraw gives chase and gets to it. Boswell thinks better of it and stays at first. So Boswell reaches on an error. And that is the 3rd error for the Chicago White Sox, though they have not been made to pay. No outs. Go ahead run at first, and easy Ed Charles comes to plate. He is a B bunter. Corners have moved in. Cleon Jones is on deck. In the hole, Jerry Grody. Charles is 0 for 2. He's going to try to put the sacrifice bunt down. 81% chance of success against the flutter ball. Here comes a flutter ball. Charles squares. And it goes foul for a second time. The count's now 1-2. And he's going to swing away. on the 1-2 count. Wood nods his head. He deals. Here's the pitch to Charles. And that is a 4-4. 4-4 to Charles. He'll take a hack at the knuckler. That's a line shot right back at Wilbur Wood. And he makes the catch. One away. Boswell is at first. Didn't stray too far from the bag or Wood would have doubled him up. And here's Cleon Jones. Jones is 0 for 2. McCraw holding Boswell on. Here's the pitch to Cleon Jones. And that is a 1-8. And this is off the Cleon Jones column here. 1-8. And Cleon Jones will single up the middle. Boswell looking to go first to third. 1 through 13, he is safe. 1 through 13, he is safe. We're going to hold. Hold all runners. First and second, 1 out. Boswell, 1 through 14, base runner. So he should score with anything hit to left or right. Grody's 0 for 2, the catcher. Aparicio and Alomar pinching the middle, hoping to turn 2 for the Pale Hose in Wilbur Wood. 1-1 ball game. Top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Grody. And Grody gets a 5-4. 5-4 to Jerry Grody. This is off the Wilbur Wood card. 5-4. And this will be a play for Josephson, not the best defensive catcher. And that is a 10. As Josephson throws off the mask. And that's a 7. And he will make the play for out number 2. As he catches the pop out. So 2 outs, 2 on. Runners will be off on contact. And here's Ron Swoboda, the right-handed batting right fielder, 0 for 2. Chance to put the Mets in the lead again. It's a 1-1 ball game. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Wilbur Wood nods his head. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. The flutter ball flies forth, and that is a 1-4. It's off the Swoboda card, 1-4. As he'll take a whack. Hard ground ball to Alomar. He throws to McCraw. Inning over. The Mets strand 2. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the 6th. Seaver back out on the hill. He had a slight hiccup in the bottom of the 5th, giving up the 1 run on the sacrifice fly. I'm sorry, on the bunt hit, excuse me. The Mets scored on a sacrifice fly. He will face Davis, Ward, and Berry. Tommy Davis, the left fielder's 0 for 2. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch to Tommy Davis. And that is a 5-11. 5-11 off the Seaver card. Davis will take a swing. Ball goes down towards Shamsky at first. And that is a 12. Will he make the play now? And an 11. Shamsky will muff the ball at first. Davis reaches on the E3. And that's the first error on the Mets. Mets have not been able to capitalize. Did they capitalize? No, did they? Yes, they capitalized. I think that run that scored did start off with a single and an error for the Mets. So Davis leads off the inning on the E3. Shamsky holding him on. And here comes Pete Ward. Ward is 1 for 2. Seaver looking for the double play ball here. Harrelson and Boswell pinch the middle. Here's the pitch to Ward. Seaver sends a 6-5. And again, you don't want to live off the 6 column on Tom Seaver. 6-5 off Tom Terrific. Looking for the double play ball. And he's not going to get a double play ball, as Ward's going to drive this ball. That's a 6. As Ward turns on that fastball. That's the center field. Agee going back at the wall. He makes a leap. It's off the wall, high off the wall. Agee chases after it. Davis cruises into third. They're going to hold him up with no outs. And Ward goes to second with a double. So runners at second and third, no outs. Ken Berry comes to the plate, 1-1 ball game. Infield in for the Metropolitans. Berry's 1 for 2. On deck, Sandy Alomar. Seaver definitely needs a strikeout here. He peers in at Grody. Now he deals to Berry. Can Berry get the clutch hit? That is a 6-10. 6-10. Again, off the Seaver card. Infield in. And that is a fly ball out to Tommy Agee. Will it be deep enough to score Davis? Not the speediest runner, 1 through 10. And it's a 1! It's going to be plenty deep enough. And an 8. So Tommy Agee racing back in the gap. He makes a dive for it. He won't come up with it. And that will be a double. So Berry clears the bases with a double. And the White Sox have a 3-1 lead. Sandy Alomar comes to plate. He's 1 for 2. Corners playing in. Bullpen action for the Metropolitans now. You lose, you're out. There's no tomorrow. You must win to have a tomorrow. Charles in at third. Shamsky in at first. Alomar is not bunting. He's choking up on the bat. Looking to punch it through the infield. Here's the pitch to Sandy. And that is a 1-8. 1-8 to Alomar. 3-1 White Sox. Berry's at second. Ground ball back to Seaver. He looks the runner back and throws to first for out number 1. Nice play by Tom. And here comes the number 7 batter, Dwayne Josephson. He's 0 for 2. On deck is Snyder. Seaver peeks over his shoulder. Now looks in at Grody. Here's the pitch of Josephson. And that is a 3-2 to Dwayne. And Dwayne's going to get a good piece of this. And that's a 7. Seaver not fooling the White Sox this inning. As that's a line shot up the middle. And they hold up Berry. As they're playing station to station, playing very conservatively. Agee has a -3 arm. So Berry's at third. Josephson's at first. And Russ Snyder comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. White Sox looking to blow this thing wide open. Clinton Parks has joined us in the chat. How are you, Clinton? Happy Saturday. Check out that wonderful channel. Clinton Parks, National Pastime 3 and Digital Diamond Baseball. Grody has a word with Seaver. Now goes back to the plate, sets the defense. Charles in at third, Shamsky in at first. Grody squats down. There goes Josephson. Wow, he's going. We're going to throw down 1 through. We get a 14 or higher, he's out. Oh, I got to click on throw for the runner. I wonder if they're double stealing. We'll find out. And it's a 12. Son of a gun. Grody does not throw him out. Josephson slides in safely. The catcher gets a stolen base. And now 1 out. Runners at second and third. The infield moves in. As the bullpen works more frantically for the Mets. They'll face Russ Snyder. We could load the bases up for Wilbur Wood, but Wilbur Wood has a bunt hit with an RBI. But we're going to load him up. We're going to load it up for Wilbur Wood. He's 1 for 2 with a ribby. Seaver will deal with his counterpart. He needs a double play ball here. And that is a 3-3. 3-3 to Wilbur Wood. It's off the pitcher's hitter's card. And that is a pop up to short. He jammed Wilbur. Wilbur choking up, but he'll pop out to Harrelson at short. 2 outs. Bases loaded for Louis Aparicio, who's 0 for 3. Seaver has to bear down here and keep it a 2-run deficit and get the Metropolitans at the top of the 7th and hitting. Chance for Aparicio to blow this game open. 3-1 White Sox. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. The windup, the pitch to Louis Aparicio. And that goes where? The white dice has taken a hiatus. The white dice has went bye-bye as it has escaped. And now we are on search for the white dice. Good God, I heard it hit the ground. And we're going to go to the backup white dice. Bear with me a moment. I found it. It was hiding by the backup white dice. And that is a 5, so a 5-9. A little excitement here at the stadium. Okay, 5-9. This is off the Seaver card. And it's an Aparicio column. This game could be busted wide open. 5-9. Make sure of that. 5-9, yep. Swinging on this, strike 3. It was an Aparicio column. But Seaver said, go find some pine, Louie. So 2 outs. Seaver's 1 out. Oh, that was the 3rd out, excuse me. Seaver gets out of the jam. We go to the top of the 7th. 3-1 White Sox due up for the Mets, and they have to get busy against Wilbur Wood, Agee, Shamsky, and Harrelson. As Jerry Ball says, the Great White! As D. Scott Howard says, lost die delay. All right, back to the ball game here. Agee's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Wilbur Wood pitching a fine game. He deals to Agee. The flutter ball flies forth towards the plate. And that is a 3-6. 3-6 off the Agee card. But not one of his columns. 3-6. Agee will bounce out to second. 1 down. Alomar throws to McCraw. Here's Art Shamsky. He is 0 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. See. Lefty. Buchek, but he only batted 182. Weiss, 172. Well, I'd rather go at Shamsky. Shamsky had 12 homers. 1 out, no one on, top of the 7th. Shamsky will have to face the knuckler again. Josephson sets the target, flutter ball towards the plate, and that is a 5-7 to Shamsky, and it's a Shamsky column. 5-7 will be a lucky 7 for Art Shamsky. And Shamsky will strike the knuckler well, and that is a 10. And that was very good that we kept Shamsky in the game. As he drives that ball to center field, Barry's not going to get there. That's going to get down and grab some wood. Well, that didn't sound right. I meant the wall wood. All right, a 1-out double for Shamsky. Tying run comes to the plate, and Bud Harrelson. Harrelson only batted .219, no home runs, no pop in that Bud Harrelson bat. On deck, Tom Seaver, but we might have to pitch hint for Tom Terrific. Harrelson does have an RBI in the sacrifice fly, though. We just looked at pinch hitters. Ah, boy. We might go to Cranepool, but he's a lefty. But at least Cranepool hit .231. 20 RBIs. Stahl, 235. Buchek. We're going to stick with Bud Harrelson. I mean, the bench is really weak. Boy. Come on, Bud. Choke up and send that ball through the infield. We're sticking with Harrelson. The man who got into a beef with Pete Rose in the 1973 pennant. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. Can Bud channel his inner ninja? And that is a 1-5, and it is a Harrelson column. 1-5. Can Bud come through in the clutch? Bud will strike the flutter ball well, and that's a 12. So he'll hit the ball hard. As that ball's going to left, Tommy Davis going back and makes the running catch for out number 2. As Wilbur Wood continues to baffle the Mets hitters. He's only given up 1 run on 4 hits. So in 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks. That's amazing for a knuckleballer. And he struck out 2. And now Seaver is 0 for 2, and we're going to have to go to a pinch hitter here in the top of the 7th. So Tom Seaver's day is done. He can only lose it now. He gave up 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Let's go to our lineup here. The only person who hits lefties off the bench slightly good is Buchek, and he batted 182. I just can't bring him in. Our best hitters off the bench: Martin, but he's a lefty, and he hits righties. Is there any magic in that Buchek cap, though? That's the question. Johnny Buchek. See, let me look at one of his columns here. Off lefties. The 3 column is not bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all possibilities. 11 and 12. 7, 8, 9 are Ks. We're going to go to Buchek. We are going to go to Buchek. So Buchek will come in to pinch hit for Tom Seaver. 2 out. Shamsky's at second. He'll be off on contact. Now I'm just going to show you the Buchek card. This is the Blues lefties, off lefties, and Wilbur Wood's a lefty. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, good. 6, you have to get an 8 or under on the roll. And then 11's a single, and 12 is a home run up to 13. So there might be a little magic in that Jerry Buchek bat. Wilbur Wood readies himself. Here's the pitch to Buchek. And he gets a 5-2. That is a Buchek column, though, off the Wood card. 5-2. How do you do, Jerry Buchek? Oh, my Lord! Jerry Buchek gets a hold of one. And he's going to drive this ball. As that ball's going deep. Deep to left. Tommy Davis racing back towards the corner. He leaps up. Did he get it? Yes, he does. Unbelievable. Tommy Davis saves the day for Wilbur Wood in the Pale Hose. That was a game-tying home run. Jerry Buchek kicks the dirt. Rounding first base. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 3-1. Holy cow, Buchek. Unbelievable. What a play by Tommy Davis. Wilbur Wood tips his cap. Trivia time. Name the first pitcher to collect 100 saves. Name the first pitcher to collect 100 saves. Name the first pitcher to collect 100 saves. Sparky Lyle. I'm going to say Sparky Lyle. Oh, God, though. Could it be Wilbur Wood? Could this be a trick question? I'm going to change to Wilbur Wood. All right, so think about that. As Beatles returns, says, God, I love baseball. All right, so again, the trivia question as I get my voice ready for my rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which everyone loves, by the way. I'm nominated for a Grammy. Yes, I am. Name the first pitcher to collect 100 saves. I say Wilbur Wood. Nah, that's not right either. My first guess was Sparky Lyle. Wood did pitch a lot out of the pen. And he pitched for many years. I'm gonna go with Wilbur Wood. It's not right though. All right, here we go. I'll go to the chat to see the answers again. Last time before I sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Name the first pitcher to collect 100 saves. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, like Lawrence Welk did it. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd, and buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back, for it's root for your home team. If they lose, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. That was a beautiful rendition, Al Red Sox fan. Did you like it? I loved it, Al Red Sox fan. You should go on tour. Should I? Yes, you should. I like you, and I like you. Thank you. All right, let's go to the chat. Beatles Attorney says, my answer is Al Capone. Good answer. D. Scott Howard says, Raleigh Fingers. Oh, that's a good one, Clinton. Hoyt Wilhelm, yeah. Jerry Ball, I agree with you. I think Clinton Parks got it right. Hoyt Wilhelm, that is a good one. Oh, boy, let's find out. And we are all wrong. Furpo Mayberry, Tigers, 1934. He retired with 101 saves, won 94 games. I don't think that should count because they didn't have saves back then. They went back and looked, I guess. I think that's a BS answer. You know? I don't think that's a good answer. I don't like it. They didn't record saves in 34. It says Furpo Mayberry, Tigers, 1934. He retired with 101 saves and won 94 games. That is a BS answer in my book. I know they went back and they looked at it and said, oh, that would have been a save, but they didn't record saves then. They didn't record saves till the 60s, I believe. All right, we need a pitcher. We need a pitcher. Mets are down 3-1. Oh, boy. I think I might bring Ryan in. He did pitch. Ah, boy, he didn't pitch out of the pen then. I don't think we can bring him in. They don't like when you bring starters in, that's for sure. Okay, let's see who's coming up. Let's see who's coming up. McGraw's a lefty, Davis is a righty, and Ward's a lefty. So lefty, lefty, and then righty, if anyone gets on. Who has the most save for the Mets? Cardwell, 1 save. Kuntz, 11 saves. So Kuntz is coming in the game. Simple as that. Closer comes into the game. No tomorrow. So Cal Kuntz, the righty, will come in to face the Pale Holes in the bottom of the 7th in relief for Tom Seaver. We'll give you his numbers in a second. Kuntz in 68. 6-4 with 11 saves. He did start 2 games. Struck out 50, walked 32, so there's a bit of a slight control problem there. Gave up 4 round trippers. He will face Tommy McGraw, Davis, and Ward. If anyone gets on, Barry. As Clinton Parks says, let me look it up. Yeah, I don't agree with that. That is not a good trivia answer. That is not right. D. Scott Howard. He was one of the first relief specialists with the Senators. But they didn't have an official save stat till the 60s. All right, here's McCraw. He is 0 for 3. He'll face Kuntz, who's on the hill now. Gets a sign from Grody. Here's the pitch to McCraw. Looking to get his first hit. And that is a 4-10. 4-10 to McCraw. Ground ball to Boswell. Over to Shamsky. 1 away. Scoring at home 4-3. Here comes Tommy Davis. He saved the game, and Wilbur Wood when he brought back that 2-run blast by Bocek, racing towards the left field corner, leaping up and making the catch. Davis is over 3 with a run scored. The windup and the pitch by Kuntz. And that is a 3-10. This would be off the Davis card, but not one of his columns. 3-10, 1 out, no one on, bottom of the 7th. And that will be a fly ball out to Swoboda. He squeezes a glove, out number 2. 2 outs, base is empty for Pete Ward, 2 for 3 with a double. Left-handed batter facing Cal Kuntz, the righty, on the mound. The windup, the pitch to Ward, trying to extend the inning. And that is a 5-11. 5-11. Kuntz wants a 1-2-3 inning and keep it a 2-run deficit and get to the top of the 8th. What did I say? 5-11. And that is a fly ball to Cleon Jones. Neon Cleon Jones in left. And that is a 5. Jones will not get to it. That ball is going to drop in for a single. And an 11. So Ward gets his 3rd hit. He's now 3 for 4. Keeps the inning alive as he holds up at first. 70% chance of stealing. Let's see if he's going to. Ken Berry steps to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a double and 2 ribbies. And Kuntz, even with that +5, holds on Ward with Shamsky's help at first. Here's the pitch to Berry. Runner off on contact at first. And it is a 1-6 to Berry. Strike 3, looking side, retired. 2 out single, does no damage. Go to the top of the 8th. Chicago White Sox 3, the New York Mets 1. Tom Seaver, let's give you his numbers real quick. Went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. Walked 2, struck out 6. So far, Wilbur Wood's gone 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. And no walks, and he struck out 2. Absolutely amazing control for the knuckleballer. And he's back out on the mound. And he will face the top of the Mets order, Boswell, Charles, and Jones. Though Wilbur Wood owes a big deal of gratitude towards Tommy Davis in left, who robbed Bocek of a 2-run homer that would have tied the game. Boswell's 1 for 3. He awaits the Wilbur Wood offering. The butterfly comes towards the plate as the white dice went way over here. And that is a 3-11 for Boswell. 3-11 off his card, not one of his columns though. And he'll follow out to Josephson, the catcher. 1 down. Ed Charles steps to the plate. The third baseman's 0 for 3 off Wilbur Wood. The knuckleball has befuddled most Mets hitters. And here comes the flutter ball once again from Wood. And that is a 1-8. 1-8 to Charles off his card. And that's a hard hit ball to Aparicio. He has it. Long throw to McCraw. 2 down. So 2 outs, base is empty for Neon Cleon Jones. Jones, 297, 14 homers. You'd like to get a hold of a flutter ball and send it flying out of this Chicago ballpark. Josephson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Jones. And that is a 2-7. This is off the Cleon Jones card. 2-7. Not a column of his, though. And that'll be another ground ball to Louis Aparicio. Over to first. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Wilbur Wood spitting a gem. 3-1 Chicago. Due up for the Pale Hose. Alomar, Josephson, and Snyder to face Cal Kuntz, who came in to relieve Tom Seaver after Bocek pinch hit for him and almost had a 2-run homer to tie this game. Go to the chat here. D. Scott Howard said, trivia starting an argument. How about that? Shocking. Beetle says, never would have imagined, D. Scott. LOL. Jerry Ball. Firpo Mayberry. only had 99 saves per Baseball Reference, LOL. And Jerry Ball says 1923 to 1936. We are correct. That is a BS trivia answer. So here's Alomar to lead off. The bottom of the 8th, 1 for 3 with a run scored. The windup and the pitch from Kuntz. Alomar gets a 6-11. This will be off the Kuntz card and an Alomar column. 6-11. And that will be a fly ball out to Cleon Jones in left. He has a beat on it. 1 down. Stepping to the plate, the catcher, Dwayne Josephson. He's 1 for 3. He awaits the Kuntz offering. Pitch homeward bound. Josephson gets a 2-8. 2-8 off the Josephson card. Not his column, though. And he's jammed. That's a pop up to Harrelson at short. He's on the outfield grass. Makes the catch, out number 2. Russ Snyder strides the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Left-handed batting. Right fielder. Kuntz works quickly to Snyder. And that is a 4-7. 4-7. And that will be swing and a miss. Strike 3, side retired. We go to the top of the 9th. Wilbur Wood is 3 outs away from a win and propelling his beloved White Sox to the Sweet 16 of his 1968 one-and-done tournament. Beatles Eternally has said, wait, according to Baseball Almanac, Mayberry had 101 saves. As it's back and forth in the chat. Clinton Park says, even though he started in 1962, he recorded 65 saves, 69 through 70. Ron Peranowski recorded 164 saves between 62 and 70. I'll go with him. I agree with Clinton Parks then. You can't have the save record if no saves were being counted then. Because I think it's Bubba Smith. No, Deacon Jones would have had the sack record. They didn't count sacks then. They went back and looked at all of his negative tackles on quarterbacks. And he would have had the sack record. So they don't count that way, though. I'm not saying after all those other guys got sacks, but I mean when he retired and they started counting sacks, he would have had the sack record. So last-ditch effort for the Metropolitans. It'll be Grody, Swoboda, and Agee to face Wilbur Wood. Wilbur Wood looking for the complete game victory here. Grody's 0 for 3. Wilbur Wood sends the flutter ball home. And that is a 6-2. 6-2. It's a Grody column off the Wood card. 6-2. How do you do? And that'll be a fly ball to Davis. It's amazing he brought back a home run, but yet a 1 through 11 will be a hit for Grody. And Grody gets a 15. He misses his pitch. But now, will Davis make the play? And that's a 7. Yes, he will. The running catch by Tommy Davis in left for the first out of the inning, as Grody missed a really big opportunity there, and he missed his pitch. 1 out. Wood and the White Sox 2 outs away from advancing to the Sweet 16 one-and-done tournament 1968. Ron Swoboda's 0 for 3. Wood takes a breath. Josephson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Ron Swoboda. And it is a 1-6. 1-6. Pick up some sticks. Another fly ball out to Tommy Davis. He's coming in, and he makes the basket catch. 2 up, 2 down. White Sox fans on their feet in appreciation for the knuckler, Wilbur Wood. He's 1 out away from victory and advancing the White Sox to the Sweet 16 in this playing game. Standing before him, trying to stop it, Tommy Agee, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Agee, 217 with 5 homers. Not a stellar year in 68. He can make all amends right here. Keep the game alive. Here's the pitch to Agee from Wood. And that is a 3-7. It's off the Agee card, but not a column. Is it a lucky 7? We shall see. Swing and strike three. Ball game over. It's lucky for Wilbur Wood and the White Sox. What a pitching performance by the knuckler Wilbur Wood. The 68 Chicago White Sox defeat the 68 New York Mets and Tom Seaver 3-1, and they advance to the Sweet 16 in a play-in game. Who they face yet, we don't know. We have 2 more play-in games to go. Wow, that was a great pitcher's duel. As back and forth in the chat about saves, this is great stuff. I love it. But before we go to the box score, I want to say thank you to Beatles Eternally, moderator extraordinaire, musician extraordinaire, soon to be knighted by the Queen, Beatles Eternally. Also like to say thank you to Clinton Parks. Lovely channel he has. National Pastime 3, Digital Diamond Baseball. Check out good friend of the channel, Clinton Parks, very knowledgeable baseball fan. Jerry Ball! Thank you very much, sir, for stopping by. D. Scott Howard from the Pacific Northwest has done the honor to me, stopping by, spending time with us. Greatly appreciated. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. I think we got everybody. So if you're watching, you didn't jump in the chat, that's okay. But feel free to do so next time. As we're going to come back with a chat with Al about 10:45, and those are a lot of fun. So join us for Chat with Al. We never know what the heck we're going to talk about that. I was going to do another game, but I think we're going to do Chat with Al. As Beatles Eternally says, Al, what the hell are you drinking? I want some, LOL. I drank an espresso, and now I'm drinking coffee. Drinking coffee. Coffee is good. I also had, my dad and I, we hit the Preakness. We had the favorite. We won money there. Then we had the double because we had the race before that. We had the 8-horse, Something Axe, and then we had Justify. Justify, what a beautiful horse. Beautiful horse, Justify. So I made some money. I'm happy. I love TVG, legalized gambling. There should be legalized gambling for everything. Just learn to control yourself, people. You know what I'm saying? Drink coffee, you'll be okay. Coffee is good. Anyway, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? All right, let's go to the box score. Anyway. Al is on rocket fuel, Beatles says. I'm just joking around. I'm just kidding around. But yeah, I'm on rocket fuel. It's Saturday. I hit the Preakness. I hit the daily double before. I mean, the race before, so I'm happy about that. Gonna play a little dogs probably next Saturday via the computer. All right, let's go to the box score. I keep saying that, but we're gonna go there now. So thank you to the fine gentleman in the chat, and anyone who watched and didn't join in, feel free to jump in. And anyone who watches later, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. This is not a lie. I appreciate people taking time off. We have fun. That's what the channel is about. If you want, hit the like button, yada, 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 all that stuff. I really just come back and have fun. All right, box score. And now let's make sure that we can see the box score. Oh, my Lord, can we see the box score? Wow. What the heck? That's not right. All right. Though I kind of like it because you can kind of see it better. The only thing, you can't see the whole thing, though. That's okay. I guess I can... No, I don't like it. It's really big. Let's fit to screen. Fit to the screen. Alrighty, the box score. So Tom Seaver takes the loss. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walked 2, struck out 6. Kuntz came in to pitch the final 2 innings. They didn't have to go to the bottom of the 9th. The White Sox had the lead. And he only gave up 1 hit, no runs. He struck out 2. Wilbur Wood, player of the game. 9 innings, 4 hits, a run. It wasn't earned. No walks. Again, that's incredible for a knuckleballer. Struck out 3. And he knocked in a run on a bunt base hit. Player of the game. Drop the mic. It's a done deal. The Mets had 4 hits. Boswell, Jones, Agee, and Shamsky. The 1 RBI due to an error was a sac fly by Bud Harrelson, so thus it made it an unearned run. Not on the sac fly, but I mean the play that resulted prior to the sac fly. The 2 strikeout victims, the 3 strikeout victims of Wilbur Wood. Where are the strikeouts? A.G. Shamsky and Seaver. For the Chicago White Sox, Aparicio 0 for 4, McCraw 0 for 4, Davis 0 for 4 with a run scored, but he brought back the game-tying home run off the pinch hitter Buchek, and that's play of the game. Alcoa presents play of the game, and that was it. Pete Ward 3 for 4 and a run scored. Kent Berry 2 for 4 with 2 ribbies. Alomar 1 for 4 with a run scored. Josephson, the catcher, 1 for 4. Snyder 0 for 2. Bradford came in to play right field. I missed that in the last inning, so they took Snyder out. And Wilbur Wood, the pitcher, 1 for 3, bunt base hit and a ribby. Player of the game. The Pale Hose, 33 at-bats, 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 ribbies. Striking out for the Pale Hose, Aparicio, McCraw twice, Davis twice, Berry once, Josephson, and Snyder. So Tom Seaver and the Metropolitans travel back to New York, and they'll stay there as they are out in the one-and-done play-in game. Advancing to the Sweet 16, the Chicago White Sox, we have 2 more play-in games to go. We'll play them sometime next week. Maybe we'll play one tomorrow. I don't know. So the White Sox advance. Wilbur Wood gets the win in a 3-1 victory. Great game. And we're going to call the stream. I'll be back around 10:45 or so with a chat with Al, if you'd like to join us. If not, that's fine too. So till next time, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And as always, peace!